Rabbil Alameen. We will, as usual, inshallah, make an attempt to give a brief summary of the khutbah delivered today, again by our distinguished guest and brother in Islam, Dr. Sheikh Ihsan Ba'darani, Hafidahullah, Jazakallah anna khairan. The topic today, alhamdulillah, is about the sacred months, as we have just entered the beginning of these months that we know in the Islamic tradition as the sacred months. And the gist of it, the most important point is that what they remind us of, what the sacred months remind us of, is to redouble our efforts in righteousness, in the doing of good. And at the same time, to keep away as farthest as possible from any evil deeds or evil thoughts or actions. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us about these sacred months in the Quran al-Kareem. And He says, this is Surah At-Tawbah, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن عدة الشهور عند الله 12 شهرا. The number of months with Allah is 12 months. في كتاب الله, in the book of Allah, that is the Lawh al-Mahfuz. يوم خلق السماوات والأرض, from the very day He subhanahu wa ta'ala created the heavens and the earth. منها أربعة حرم, of them are 4 that are determined as sacred. ذلك الدين القيم, that is the straightforward religion, the straightforward way of life. فَلَا تَظْلِمُوا فِيهِنَّ أَنفُسَكُمْ, then do not wrong yourselves, especially during these months. That is the ayah 96 from Surah, or is it 36 from Surah At-Tawbah. Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam further explained to us in hadith, إِنَّ الزَّمَانَ قَدْ اسْتَدَارَ كَهَيْئَتِهِ يَوْمَ خَلَقَ اللَّهُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. The time has rotated its full course, full rotation, like the day that Allah created the heavens and the earth. As-sana 12 shahra, so that the year is 12 months. Minha arba'atun hurum, there are 4 of them determined as sacred. Thalatha mutawaliyat, 3 that come consecutively. That is Dhul Qa'dah, which has begun with, is the 3rd of Dhul Qa'dah today. And Dhul Hijjah, which is the next month, the last in the lunar Islamic calendar, the month of the Hajj. And Muharram, which is the new year, the beginning of the Islamic month. The sacred months follow each other this way. It's Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah, and Muharram. And then you have Rajab, which comes as the 7th month of the year, standing alone. It comes between Jumad al-Akhirah and Sha'ban. The significance, however, as we have read in the ayah and in the hadith, is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put certain laws in this universe from the day that He created it. And perhaps the first of those laws is that time rotates and has fully rotated as Allah has created it. In a matter of 12 months, the year is always 12 months. This is how time rotates. And of these, Allah has chosen as He wills. From the days of Sayyidina Ibrahim and Sayyidina Ismail, up till the days of our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, in their Sharia, in their laws. But 4 of these months will be held as sacred. Allah chose them in addition to Ramadan, which is the best of months, for special favors upon His slaves, upon His worshippers. This is why the Quran has made it clear, and even before the revelation of the Quran, The people of Makkah, as an inheritance from Sayyidina Ibrahim and Sayyidina Ismail, used to hold these months as sacred. But some of them would play games with these months, delaying them as they will or postponing them as they will, as they wished. For what? For their selfish interests. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala referred to this also and condemned it. And by extension, that condemnation is also a condemnation for anyone and everyone who would attempt to use religion or religious teachings to forward their personal selfish agendas. That is Allah who determines and not anybody else as they wish or will. إنما النسيء زيادة في الكفر, Allah says. That game of putting off the sacred months and placing them in different times to suit one's personal or group interest, it is nothing but an expression of disbelief, kufr, lack of faith in Allah, which is punishable. Thus, these months, as also explained in the hadith, Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah, Muharram, and Rajab. Why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala choose them as sacred? And why did He specifically forbid fighting during these months? From the days of Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam. The answer is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates first and foremost and then chooses out of His creation for special favors. And He gave us, the Ummah of Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam, special times where rewards are redoubled, when rewards are redoubled, because our lives compared to the lives of others before us are much shorter. And Allah gave us quality times where we can earn the reward for our deeds that far outweigh the rewards of those who used to live much longer life, showing us that what matters is quality and not quantity. But Allah specifically forbade fighting during these months so that people will be at peace and people will have the time to engage themselves in the worship of Allah. They could express, pursue their spiritual goals or spiritual activities without any disturbance, without any insecurity, without any fear. So that people can perform the Hajj. The preparation for the Hajj begins immediately after Ramadan in the month of Shawwal, but the season proper enters in this month of Dhul Qa'dah, which is of which we have the third today. Thus, before the Hajj, there must be security, there must be peace. And then the month of Dhul Qa'dah comes, which is the month of the Hajj. And during the Hajj, there must be peace, there must be security. And then the month of Muharram comes, which is after the Hajj, when the Hujjaj have completed their rites of Hajj and worship and are preparing to travel back home. There must also be peace, there must be security all along the way. Likewise, people who engage in business, in buying and selling also during this period, which is the Hajj season, from the Qa'dah to the Hijjah to Muharram, so that they will have peace. For without peace, there will be no economic activity, there will be no progress, there will be no development. That is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made our deen a deen of peace, but has especially selected these months also during which we travel for the Hajj, perform the Hajj and travel back home for complete peace to reign, for there to be complete security. It is a very fundamental teaching and value of Islam. And then the month of Rajab, also far away from these 3 months, has also been added to them as a sacred month. Why? Because it is a special period for the performance of Umrah. Like the 3 first months are special periods for Hajj. The only time that Hajj is done, although Umrah could be done any time of the year, but Rajab is especially selected in preparation of Ramadan for the performance of the Umrah. That is why Allah added it to the sacred months, one of the reasons at least. So that there will also be peace for people to travel in security for the Umrah and perform their rites and look after their worldly affairs and then go back home in peace and security. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made an oath in Surah Al-Fajr concerning the first 10 days of the Ruka'ah of the Hijjah, which is next month when the Hajj is done and when Eid al-Adha is observed all around the world by Muslims. Well, Fajr wa layalin ashr, Allah said, I swear by the dawn and the 10 nights, the first 10 nights of the Ruka'ah of the Hijjah, وَالشَّفِعُ الْوَتْرِ, and by the even and the odd, وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَسْرِ, and by the night as it overtakes the day and enshrouds the world in darkness. هَلْ فِي ذَلِكَ قَسَمٌ الَّذِي حِجَرٍ, is there in these an oath for people who have intelligence or wisdom? These natural phenomena and their connection with the spiritual world is indeed great signs for people of wisdom to reflect, for people of understanding to see, for people of knowledge to do research and ponder. It leads to increased knowledge, betterment of humankind, and spiritual awareness, and thus righteous activity. Thus, these months are to be seen in this light, even in our day, but will continue until the day of judgment, fellow believers. Finally, let us ponder upon the words of Allah, His commandments. فَلَا تَظْلِمُوا فِيهِنَّ أَنفُسَكُمْ. Do not wrong yourselves during these months. Wronging ourselves can come in different ways. But the first that we should be aware of is that let us not be negligent of engaging in extra worship, extra good deeds, extra spiritual activity, extra spiritual pursuits during these months. For falling short, indeed, would be wronging oneself. But also, at the same time, on the other hand, engaging in evil activity, engaging in disobedience, engaging in wrongful activity would bring a redoubled punishment, just like engaging in righteous activity would bring redoubled reward. Yes. And remember, again, Allah chose Ramadan above all months, and then chose these 4 sacred months above the rest of months for extra spiritual activity. Let us not miss the opportunities. And let us use these as a time also of stock taking, a time of realignment, as a time of taking account of our deeds, reviewing ourselves and our deeds, our achievements or failures throughout the year. When we have achieved, we will do even more. And what we have fallen short of, where we have failed, we make a fresh attempt and try to succeed by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The least that we must be reminded of in these months are what we have just recounted, and we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to enable us to do even good and to keep away from evil even more. وما ذلك على الله بعزيز إن ذلك على الله يسير. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.